Alright, what's going on, MegaWhale team? It's been a few days and I thought I might jump on and do a quick video update for Bitcoin. And we have seen a pretty substantial drop in the last 12 hours on Bitcoin. Nothing that we didn't see coming, nothing that we weren't prepared for, but I just want to say this was quite a large drop. We had about a 12% drop in total over a 12, I think it was about a 7 or 8 hour period, which is pretty significant. And one of the larger drops I've had on Bitcoin for a few months now, since that start of December drop we saw from 57,000 all the way down on to 43,000. We're going to talk a little bit today about whether or not I believe this drop is over, why we came down, and what we need to see, what levels we need to see Bitcoin reclaim for us to continue upwards. We have talked a lot about this descending channel we are in, this descending wedge we are in. We have talked a lot about this descending wedge and the upside potential. We've also talked a lot about the macro of Bitcoin and where we expect the price to be heading in the long term. Today's more focus is going to be what's happening within this range. So more specifically, what's happening in this area which is highlighted here. So let's dive right in. We're going to start on quite a small time frame, a half an hour time frame, and we can see this gray zone was a consolidation zone. So this is our support and resistance zone. We have a horizontal support and resistance at 42,000, which is our psychological support and resistance. And of course our major, and I say major because this is our 40,000, our 41,000 to 39,600 support and resistance. This is absolutely huge support and resistance. If we go back in Bitcoin's history, looking back on the last year or so, we can see this zone has acted as a major support zone. On that drop down in September, we didn't actually even close a single 4-hour candle below or in that zone, and we have now dropped back below it. So the last time we dropped below it was May. We did actually see a pretty substantial drop all the way under to 29,000. We are currently seeing a drop under that support zone, which is a very significant move. So let's go back to that 30-minute chart. We can see that we found resistance at the top of this channel, at the top of this wedge. Once again, most people were bullish at resistance. We told you guys not to FOMO in, be patient. Let me bring up the message. Where was it? Here we go, guys. Don't FOMO in the market. Don't FOMO into the market until there is confirmation. Be calm and collected and take the small trades for now. We don't FOMO in at resistance. We wait for confirmation of trend and then we jump in the market. We did to make a few trades. We obviously closed those trades and put tight stop losses on before this drop happened. But all in all, another crash avoided. We've been talking about this for weeks now. I'm talking like 8-9 weeks. So if you haven't been paying attention and you got wrecked, make sure to pay attention to what we say. What we talk about is data. We don't come in here and talk about personal opinions. We're just listening to what the charts are telling us. And all I'm doing is analyzing that information and then sharing that with you objectively. I'm not rubbing my own opinions into it. So if you want the hard facts, if you want the pure analysis of the charts, you're definitely in the right place. You should consider subscribing. Anyway, moving forward, we have dropped down past the support zone. What we would expect to see here is one of two things. We are in this chop zone now, so we'd expect a move upwards and a retest somewhere in this zone, and then a rejection, or we'd expect a continuation downwards and to find support at the bottom of this wedge. This would be the ideal scenario, because as long as we remain between this resistance and this now current support, we are in a chop zone and we get chopped sideways, even going up and down for a while. It would be nice to see a continuation of this drop on the short term. I would prefer to see a rapid drop downwards, maybe a wick and then a shoot up and find support on this zone here again, on this descending trend line, for us to continue upwards and maybe reclaim that gray zone, that support resistance zone, before we do have a move out of this wedge and hopefully up to 48,000. So that is what I'd like to see in the short term. Obviously that is a bullish scenario. Of course we can actually fail to hold this wedge. The bearish scenario, of course, would be we fail to hold this wedge at the bottom, and instead of just finding support on that retest, we actually find resistance on that retest and then continue downwards. How low can we go? My predictions are anywhere between 25,000 to 30,000. We are at 39,000 now. We don't have a lot of room left to travel. Between here to 30,000, 22%, and to 25,000 is 35%. If we look at how much Bitcoin's already dropped from that all-time high, we are well over more than half of the way down. We're 43% of the way down. I believe we are more than halfway through this drop. The only issue is altcoins have got a long way to go down if we do continue downwards. If Bitcoin continues downwards, altcoins have nowhere near bottomed out. There are a few altcoins that have touched long-term horizontal and long-term diagonal supports and are trending just above it, which is bullish. It can reverse if the market reverses and go parabolic. But of course, if we do lose those levels on altcoins, we will see a very significant sell-off market-wide for altcoins. So let's just break down the smaller time frame, 15 minutes. What's kind of happening with Bitcoin? We're kind of converging upwards a little bit. It's a little bit rocky, but and a little bit unstable for now. We do have this trend line that we've formed upwards, which we are respecting. You can see we're respecting this trend line, which is a possible reversal forming. We can argue we do have a ascending channel. An ascending channel is of course a bearish channel, and we will see something more or less a break downwards and retest and continuation down. That is a possibility. The other possibility is we are not in a descending channel. It's a little too early to tell, and we are actually in fact finding a little bit of support and resistance in more of a pennant formation. Again, the issue with this is a downward entering pennant can result in downward price action. We will need to see what happens. Ideally, we want to break over at 39,300 to confirm that we will end up back in this gray zone. So guys, that is it for today. Just a short update on the short term. If you want to take a look at our long-term Bitcoin updates and our long-term price projections, we have done many videos on that, which you can actually go back and take a look at any of those videos now. All the information is still very much relevant and very much up to date, and nothing's changed really in the scope of our long-term prediction. So you can go ahead and watch those videos. If you want to find out where we think the price is actually heading in the long term and why, go ahead and watch those videos now. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, remember like, comment, and subscribe. I hope this little update has helped you guys understand what's happening next in the market and why we saw this drop down occur. Personally, I would not be trading at all right now, guys. This is a waiting game. If we come down and retest this support line, I will be entering trades. Alternatively, I would like to see a break of this descending trend line before I enter any trades. Right now, we are under 40,000. Underneath this major support and resistance zone, it is way too risky to be trading until we either reclaim it, or we break this channel, or we find support at the bottom and we can enter with a tight stop loss. Okay guys, with that being said, I will catch you in the next video.